Alright, yeah, guys, so welcome back to DDLC Plus, yeah, guys. So, yeah, we're gonna continue the trust side story because it was split into two parts, basically. I don't know if it's for this story or for the other side stories as well, I'm not sure. Another day passes in the flash, and it's already time for the next club meeting. So, basically, where we left off, yeah, guys. And again, in the trust side story, it's through the eyes of Monica basically. And I know it says alternate universe, but to me it's prequel, yeah guys. So deal with it. It's fucking prequel. Just fucking a minute. Although Monica should have come up with a plan for today's club task, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem. Monica says that she is so stupid. That she says that I'm so stupid. You're just starting out, Monica. Basically, how did I let myself in the center of attention? Monica says, Sarah's good is going through these kinds of feelings, and I'm letting her comfort me instead of the other way around. What kind of club president does this? This whole time, I didn't think to ask about her own feelings. So much for the stupid vision. Sayori enters the club room with a usual smile, but upon seeing the downcast Monica, her smile quickly fades into expression. Turn. Monica, Sayori says, is everything okay? Monica's like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. Sayori be like, huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monica shakes her head. And she says, I made this all about myself. No, you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. Damn. Sayori responds quietly. What are you talking about? Well, as she said that, it's dark. So, silence Sayori mutters her realization. That's my folder here, Sayori says. Monica stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. It, I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me? I don't want that, Sayori says. And Monica asks, but why? We're friends, right? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Friends look out for each other. I don't want to be here for you as much as you're here for me. There a long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. This is different, Sayori said. It wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it, Sayori says. I like happy. So if you do this, then you're just being selfish, Sayori says. Monica messages, massages the forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things, But as unfair as it is for Monica to cry, it's also painful for Monica to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend. Sorry, I love you. Monica says, I respected your privacy. Sorry, be like, no, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine. Monica says, yeah. Monica takes a deep breath. Okay. I understand that you don't want me to worry. And I think I'll be able to put this aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me something? Monica says. Sarah, Sayori says, promise you what? Monica pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the literature club, Monica says. It's a place where people can express themselves in ways that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's a vision. In fact, it's our vision. Right the way into your heart or whatever. So I just want to promise me that I'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want it to be for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. Sayori smiles gently. I'll promise you. I'll promise if you promise. Unable to help it, Monica returns Sayori's smile. Promise. Me too, Sayori says. As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. Now, now the difference between these side stories and the fucking main story is that Sally, I can't save it when it comes to the side stories. So with side stories, I'm gonna have to do it all in one go basically. And if it fucks up, then then I'm gonna have to do this story all over again. The part of the side story all over again. Because the only real checkpoints is I think the halfway marks. So yeah, with that behind them, it's time to proceed club activities. So, Monkey says, want to teach me about poetry? Sayori be like, huh? Like that. But what about recruitment? It's fine. We have plenty of time to do that, Monica says. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my end promise, you know. Like, she basically Sayori cheering. When it go like or whatever the hell it is, it's basically the characters cheering or something like that. There's Sayori says there's no way I could say no to that. Sayori says don't expect much. I I do a lot of writing, but it's not like that I'm a scholar or anything. Monica says that's fine. I think I just need like some motivation. I never know where to start when it comes to writing poems. Sayori says starting isn't so hard. You kind of just need to write down your feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out any good. Monica says, it's not supposed to, Sayori says. You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. Then giggles basically. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kinds of things it makes you think of. Then and then you can turn your feelings into a little story. Mm. You can get your feelings down first, and then make it sound pretty later. It's like it's not like building a railroad where you go from one end to another. It's more like a college where you find all the things you want to put in, then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how Sayori does it. Basically, it's not like it's the only way. So yeah, kind of like a rough draft that you can edit at least. Sayori says, but it's a really good way to not get stuck right at the beginning. I understand, Monica says. Yeah, I always get so caught up in how it sounds and I forgot about what's actually important. Yeah, manga forgets of whatever is important. Manga pulls out pen and paper to start writing on. Being a perfectionist, your manga says, just kidding. Manga spills out, you idiot, after she writes it down. Sayori says, no, keep it. She Manga be like, what? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? Sayori says, of course not. But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. But I was just Manga says, well, yeah, I need for scribbles. Manga rewrites, you idiot. She stared at the paper. The words stared back at her. Kind of funny how Manga wrote down when I'm mad, when she's mad at herself, then shit accidentally cuts it. Hmm. Okay, let me finish it. Let me finish it because it's history. Thank God it has history. Manga says it's kind of funny how I wrote down and I'm mad at myself for it, and then I did the exact same thing anyways. Okay, return to the story. This is really going to take some getting used to. Manga says, and then Sayori believes in Manga. Manga says thanks. Yeah, then she does too. And me, but it's also you, of course. Manga says, and Sayori laughs. Manga continues to exercise, jotting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking. But after a while, with Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Manga's sheets of paper began to look fairly lively, peppered with all of her random thoughts. Phew, Manga says. Manga looks up at, and down at her sheet. Gosh, I feel like so tense looking at this, Manga says. That she hates it, basically. But it's also kind of liberating, Sayori says. And Sayori also says that tell how hard Monica's trying. It makes her happy, basically. That she thinks it'd be good to write that Monica would be good at writing poems. And Monica laughs it off and says, don't give her too much credit. I had to try really, really hard, but, but I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing with you, Sayori. I'll stop here. But we still have time. Let's try to work on the new flyer club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yeah, let's do it, Sayori said. Manga and Sayori see with their work. With each passing day, two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply from their recruitment plan, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Fine, finally. No, I was trying to do it like The Rock, but I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. You know what? Fuck it. Yes, I'll do it. Finally, they begin to truly feel. It's only the matter of time before they find more members. I try to do this shit like The Rock would have done it probably. So yeah. Another day passes. As usual, Monica is the first one in the club. With her is a printout of the revised Village Club Bill flyer, complete with the all new ideas Monica and Sayori came up with. Monica says, "If only this was the flyer we gave to that one reading girl the other day," which which I think is which to me is definitely Yuri with the reading girl. Yeah, it's so much more attractive than the old one, but the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. Right the way into your heart. Sure, the sense would say the one right from the heart, not into the heart, but the message being delivered is one used trying to discover itself. Hopefully, Monica and Sayori had thought it would have been enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why did I feel so tense at looking at this? Monica says. Monica thinks back to the previous meeting when she performed the writing exercise. Oh, Monica says, I always that bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be president if I can't even demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? The literature club is truly beginning to take its form. But with that, the weight on Monica's shoulders only becomes heavier. The debate club was always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints, and delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. That's why manga was so good at it. It existed entirely within the realm of comfort. Manga says that she is suffocating, that she needs to break through this mental wall, needs to learn to express herself for real. Manga pulls out the sheet of paper and grabs a pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper, but her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of the pen. Monica lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. As she does it, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas. Ugh, Monica says. Out of spite for herself, Monica presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on her paper. Monica's like, "Come on, Monica, just move your hand." Monica writes. The two smears on her paper on top. Basically, this is what I get for seeking perfection, a stain. That's what Monica basically writes. Monica be like, Monica slides the paper away from her, puts her head down on the desk. Like, to me, it feels like the stress is going through her mentally, basically. like the stress of the whole literature club and the whole president of the literature club thing, like like basically stressed out during the literature club's earlier days, basically. Damn, the air conditioner seems louder today. Sayori says that I'm here. Monica be like, hi. Monica hears Sayori approach her desk and stops for a second, probably reading a piece of paper. Then she sits down at the adjacent desk. Sayori asks, bad day? Mm-hmm. Monica says, Sayori says, let me too. Wait, what happened to Sayori, though? Monica like, you too? Fly looks so good, Sayori says. I've been working so hard in the club, but it's also something else I think. That Monica says that she can't do that. That she's sorry. It's so hard to be just vulnerable. Mm. Sayori says. Sayori takes the sheet of paper from Monica's desk. She writes something down and then stares at it for a while. Sayori says, can I trust you? And Monica says, of course. You can trust me with anything. Sayori gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monica takes the paper off Sayori's desk and reads it. Again with the two smudges of ink on the paper. But this time it says, sometimes I want to die. Is it depression though? With Monica? Sayori? Monica said. Um, this is really, really hard. Miss Sayori said. What shakes? So if I can do it, then you can too. Because you're like a better than me. Sayori says. Monica says that's clearly not true. Sayori takes deep breaths and just steady herself. That's something. Sayori says that's something about me that I never told anybody before. Even now, my head is shaking, like screaming at me to stop. Monica says, "Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of your of the promise yesterday." Sayori says that she wants to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to the club in the first place. This is the Allergic Club. Trust you more than I'm scared. Sir, Sayori says. And at those words, Monica stands up. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this. Were Monica's own full, futile, but genuine efforts actually the push that Sayori needed? Sayori's debatable breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. She prepares herself to continue. Monica waits in gentle silence. Sayori says, I have this problem where I get really upset at people worry too much about basically people being is it people being overprotective, Sayori? Can't control it. Like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So I never tell anyone about these kinds of thoughts that I have. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. Manga, be like, that's, you know, that's what Monica wants to say. It's stop self and fear of saying the wrong thing. Sayori says it's just that if everyone knew about it, they won't treat me the same anymore. Like whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me, ask me what's wrong. Know that they were because it used to be like that. Sayori pauses, seemingly to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy, Sayori says. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Sayori pauses again, her soul expression, making her look almost like an entirely different person. How Manga asks, how did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be the one of those people too? And Sayori says she is worried. Part of me really hates myself doing this, but another part of me think just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talked about what the club is supposed to mean, kept feeling like it was right for me to do, especially if you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. Just made me feel like I could say it in confidence, and our friendship doesn't have to change. So silly. The club is only two people, but it really means it already means much to me. Sorry, says Manga feels the the tight situation or tight sensation in her heart, a feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them. Me too, Manga says. It was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayori. You're so strong and brave. I know you've been there. Manga stepped forward, but if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy. Like, damn. Basically, this one scene tells it all. Basically, in the at least in the trust side story, wordlessly and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead and Manga's shoulders. I'm, I'm being honest, yeah, guys. I feel pretty emotional right now. Though their contact, Monica can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air, club, Monica realizes all that of all the days that passed, it's the one where she really, really hopes that nobody new walks into the door. She speaks softly. Monica says, "You're like the sweetest girl you ever met. You can say anything. I'll never judge you. Promise." Sarah's breath begins to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start speaking, to say things I've never once dared to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice. Sayori says, "I'm so worthless." Oh, God. Like, this scene, when they speak to each other, when Manga and Sayori speak to each other, they can trust each other, that Sayori just doesn't want people to feel sad. And she just wants everybody to be happy, basically. So, damn, worthless and everyone would be better off without me. Don't say that, Sayori. Like everyone will want you to be around. She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek. Sayori says, I'm just inconvenienced to everyone. You're not an inconvenience to everyone. Not good at anything. It just feels like everyone just has to put up with me. Yeah, yeah. She doesn't like 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 people don't know. Like I think I like this is really depressing, yeah, guys. And this is a very good moment to me. The more Sarah speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, while victim to the overwhelming sadness and clutching her throat and chest. I want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away. No, not making you put up with me. I want to die. Basically, Sayori is going through depression, basically. Like, but sadly, people don't really see that. Or at least people in game yakai. As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Manga becomes turned to keep her own. She only wants to be what Sayori needs right now, so she won't let any sadness show. Like, voice comes through as soft and gentle. Like, I'll be honest, this is one of my favorite moments from DLC Plus, yakai. I know this moment is from, again, like I said, from the Plus extension, but still, it's one of my favorite moments of the game. Even though that it's a side story, but still, Monica says, this isn't putting up with you. It's just being your friend. Monica offers a few words of comfort, but she knows, Sayori says it herself, that, that the thoughts in Sayori's experience are ones that don't belong. And Monica can't magically make them go away. The most she can do is help Sayori battle them like a good friend would do. Have so much value, like Monica says. Me and other and your other friends too. This club wouldn't have been the same without you. Really, really mean that. Monica says, knowing him was the best thing that could ever happen. Even if we never got any other members, I would still be happy. Monica says, that's what you brought here. You brought us a vision. You also brought happiness, and that's your favorite thing to do, right? Sari doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gentle nod. No more words are needed between them. Two share their embrace. For a while longer, Monica lets Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and her sniffles fully cease, Sayori lifts her head, wipes her eyes. Yes, indeed, that Sayori says. Some days are harder than others. Well, Monica says, well, I'm here whenever you need me. But any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. If that's what makes you happy, Sari said. Thanks. If best, Monica says, no, you are. Two exchange smiles. You know, I'm sorry to bring this up all the time, but have you considered talking to a professional? Sayori nods, but she says it's scary since it's already so hard to tell people. Yeah, Monica says. Well, of course, it's always be your choice. But if you ever looking to find the courage for it, do my best to help you. Sayuri said, "Thanks. Think it helps knowing that you would." Sayuri suddenly yawns and stretches, and Sayuri said that this whole thing made her tired, basically, and hungry. And Monkey goes, "Well, I won't make you do any work today if you're not up for it." And Sayuri says that she doesn't want to. I mean, you could say that that's definitely one thing that will make me happy. Monkey smiles. Sayuri says, "But I might want to get a snack first." All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes them to turn their heads. The door opens halfway and then stops at face inside. Face seems familiar. Who is it? And then the story ends, basically. Wow, that was one emotional fucking story. Like, I felt fucking, I feel fucking emotional right now just for that scene alone with Manka and Sayori. So yeah, and we unlocked new music and also new pictures. I'll be honest, I am gonna set. I like this one basically. At least, at least it was a very good scene. Like, at least they give their reason. It's like this is a pretty emotional one. Like I like the game so far because it's emotional and it's serious and shit. So yeah. So I'll see you guys next time. Basically, see ya. Bye.